253,577 learners who are joining junior secondary school across the country amid confusion as schools attempt to deal with challenges of the new structure. The learners will report to primary schools that are grappling with financial, logistical, infrastructural and staffing challenges, and it might take some time before learning effectively takes shape. Although the Ministry of Education released guidelines on the implementation of junior secondary schools, say that some of the requirements are not implementable before the learners report to school. The most pressing issue now for most public schools that will host the schools is lack of enough teachers, and the Teachers Service Commission has recruited 30,000 teachers across the country who will report for duty today. Last week, the Education Cabinet Secretary revealed that more than 20,000 schools have been approved to host junior secondary school, meaning that a teacher per school for the 12 subjects to be taught. Now, our reporter Shadrach Miti is on this beat and joins us now with a live report. Good morning to you, Miti. First things first, have learners begun joining junior high?
Well, of course, it's a very important morning. This morning, we are expecting that the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Ezekiel Machogu, will be arriving here at Nairobi Primary School for that crucial event where he's going to witness the supply and distribution of textbooks to learners here for junior secondary. Remember, this is a very key day for the CBC transition because it is today that the admission of the grade 7 learners, which is the inaugural class of the CBC curriculum, is taking place today. And so, besides Ezekiel Machogu, who is the Cabinet Secretary for Education, we have other senior government officers spread across the country. We are also witnessing the same action. In Kakamega, for instance, we are expecting that the Director, Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, Professor Charles Ongondo, will be there to witness the distribution of books. And here we are expecting that the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Ezekiel Machogu himself, will be arriving here any time from now. Remember, according to the government, every learner in grade 7 in all public schools will be given a textbook for every learning area. That means every grade 7 learner will be given a maximum of 14 books because we have 12 compulsory learning areas and an extra 2 optional learning areas. That makes it 14 learning areas, and for each learning area a learner will be given a book from the government, and that means that no parent will be required to procure any textbook for that matter. And then also we are expecting that today again the CS will be talking to us about school uniform. Although I can see around here some learners who've just arrived in, we do not know whether they already have school uniform or they are yet to unveil them, because according to the interim guidelines that were issued by the Ministry of Education through the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms, each school board of management was supposed to come up with a unique uniform that would now make grade 7 learners, who are the junior secondary learners, a bit distinct and unique from others. But just to get to know exactly how Nairobi's primary school is, we are joined by one of the staff here. We're going to tell us exactly how the arrangements have been and what we expect from today going forward. Karibu sana to KTN News and talk to us, how is Nairobi Primary School in terms of junior secondary preparedness?
Yeah, my name is Munyao Mbondo, the principal at Nairobi Primary. Today being 30th and as guided by the Ministry of Education, is the reporting day for the junior secondary school learners, and parents have brought them in big numbers. Now we are registering them so that we can assign them classes alongside the learning materials. In terms of preparedness, and as we were advised by the Ministry of Education, we've prepared like 6 classes which they'll be using for the purpose of junior secondary. The repairs have been going on for the last 1 week, and by today they'll be complete. So from tomorrow the learners will be in their classes. Basically today what we are doing is registering them and issuing them with the learning materials like the textbooks which have been provided by the government. And at this stage, I want to thank the government for the initiative, because parents will not struggle to buy books for the learners. After registering the learners and assigning them classes, we'll also do all other measures. Like in our school, we've come up with a unique uniform which the learners will get later in the day, as the supplier had not delivered, the parents have not collected. So for the unique uniform, we've come up with a design and colors almost close to our normal primary school uniform. In terms of teaching staff, as we wait for Teacher Service Commission to post the teachers who are being employed, we have the graduate teachers who have specialized in some subjects, and those are the ones we'll use to teach in the junior secondary. We are lucky we have one who has done agriculture, we have one who has done business, and there are those who have certificates, degree certificates in sciences. So on our primary, we are good to go in CBC.
So perhaps you could tell us, what is the size of grade 7 that you're admitting today? And alongside that, again, are you having any feeder schools around that you're going to receive learners? Because we know, according to the guidelines, is that any school that has less than 45 learners in the transitioning class should now consider to be a feeder class to the nearby schools. Perhaps you could tell us the size of the class and if any feeder school is giving you learners.
Yeah, in terms of population, last year, as they were doing KPSEA, we had a candidate of 256. That translates to 5 classes. And because in this sub-county, there are many Herbect schools, some will transit to Nairobi Primary because we have to support the government's policy that of 100% transition to JSS. So we'll be having a population of like 290 in 6 classes. Yeah, so each class will be holding close to 50. We can talk of 50 because we also don't want to overstretch the classes, as the learners may end up getting a raw deal from us teachers, which should not be the case. The issue of Nairobi Primary in terms of performance should be retained at all costs.
And on the issue of a school uniform, we know there have been some noise outside there that parents are saying it's costly. Perhaps you could tell us what arrangement you've had with parents and how much is the school uniform going for grade 7 learners here at Nairobi Primary School?
The parents' representation sat and discussed about the uniform, brought the proposal to the BOM, and the same was taken to the parents, and we looked at the cost, and the cost which we've come up with from different uniform providers is ranging from 7,000 to 9,000 per set. That is comprising of, for girls, a skirt, a blouse, a sweater, police jacket, tracksuit, socks, and for boys, shirt, trouser, police jacket, and shoes and socks. So tracksuit also included. So basically, when we had our last meeting, I think parents were comfortable with the pricing because we know the economic times we are living in. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, that's the school principal, Nairobi Primary School, just giving us a brief of what's going on here. And based on what he has told us, today is basically an admission day. And so from tomorrow, after they admit learners today, they will also proceed to allocate them classrooms and learning materials and school uniform. Then it's expected that from tomorrow, that's when official learning day for grade 7 learners at Nairobi Primary School will be like. We do not know what kind of arrangements other schools have, but at least for Nairobi Primary, we know today is largely for admission. Then thereafter, learning is expected to kick in tomorrow. And so we are here, and we may also go to some other school just to see how today looks like. But basically, we are here to capture the CS for education as he comes in and see, besides distributing books, what else will be addressing himself to in terms of junior secondary preparedness and the big day or the big season that insofar as CBZ transition is concerned. And so back to you, but for us here, we continue waiting for the CS and just to observe what else will be happening in this day.
Right, Miti, allow me to stay with you. The Minister of Education has cited its preparedness as far as rolling this out is concerned, but we have 20,000 schools that are hosting these learners against 30,000 teachers. Let's talk about the schools. Are they enough? And even the teachers, I mean, how are they going? How is this going to work out? Because it's basically one teacher against a school, or even more, but not for all schools. Right, Miti, right there, speaking